What's going on, guys? Oh my god, I just did the YouTuber intro. What's up, you guys? I'm Jeremy and movies are terrible.
Smash that like button.
What's up, bro? Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well. We appreciate you stopping by to take a little bit of time out of your week to come over here and talk terrible movie talk with us. I am Jeremy, and I'm joined as always with Caleb Miles. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back. Last week I had Ian Elliott Carter on the podcast, and he's a good sub, man. He's a good sub.
He's something.
He's a good sub in the same way
No,
I'm a
he's
good
great. I love
Dom.
Ian like totally fits the vibe. Like Ian makes sense talking to you or me.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. And I think Brad actually brought something up about us doing like a conference call or doing something together as just kind of like a interaction thing, and I think that would be a neat idea that we'll set up for some time in the future. King of the Hills 34 coming through with the $1.99 small dono for support. Very much appreciated as always. King of the Hills 34. Every little bit helps, and it all goes towards upgrading this fancy studio that you see before you. And speaking of which, Caleb, you just steady upgrading, bro.
Dude, I've been slowly. This entire house is getting upgraded. I'm patching holes in walls, painting. I got my cool VHS sign, which is from Exhumed VHS. Awesome. I love this thing.
We talked about it a little before we started streaming, and it actually is like, it's thick like a VHS.
It's 3D. It sticks out probably about 2 inches from the wall.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, yes. My goodness. We got $150 from Brad Fedek. Love the content. Love the random shout outs. Love you. Thank you. Oh my God, dude. Back at you. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Obviously, we are jumping into the PizzaCon weekend, and that just... Man, that really helped out for the week. Thank you very much.
That actually makes you able to do it.
Oh, man. Yes, correct. I will not be eating off the 4 for 4. Well, I'll probably still be eating off the 4 for 4. But
that's not going to change anything.
Dude, thank you very much, Brad. This could not have come at a better time. And yeah. So, Caleb, we always start off the show with what we're watching over the past couple of days. And normally I'm like, I watched a couple episodes of this. I got a shitload of things to talk to you about, man. So you seen anything this week?
So, of course, I've been going down my Kurosawa Fest. I just watched, I think it's called like One Beautiful Sunday, which is a drama about a man and his wife with only 34 yen in their pocket, and they're trying to spend a Sunday together. And I've been watching everything of Kurosawa from the beginning. So watching all of his propaganda film, all his wartime films, they're rough at the beginning. Like if I had seen his original works, I probably wouldn't be the massive fan I am. For me, this is the start of like the amazing Kurosawa. It's very smart. It's very interesting about poverty, about life. It feels super relevant today, even though it was made, in the 40s.
Yeah.
And it's a post-war film. It feels extremely, extremely relevant about poverty. And then, of course, I know you've been watching this, but we'll get into it when you talk about it. Love, Death, and Robots,
Yeah, all
season
right,
2.
good, good.
Yeah.
How far into it are you?
Like 3 episodes, because
Okay.
I'm taking my time.
We talked about that. That's right. And same with me. I've watched, man, well, it was the 2D one with the brothers, and I think it's called Ice.
That's super cool.
Dude, love it. So, so good.
Do you know what's cool about that? It's clearly like actual 3D animation, but it looks like 2D. Like it legitimately looks like cell animation at times.
Those, oh, dude, it's just such a gorgeous shot when they see the bioluminescence coming up under the ice, and then just boom, and they come bursting out. It was epic, man. And go ahead.
The next one you didn't get to, then the very Blade Runner inspired one.
No, I did not.
Incredible. So far, it's my favorite of it. Yeah.
So again, shout out to King of the Hills 34. I did catch that, and I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all the support, you guys, and that for sure. Brad and King of the Hills 34, you guys keep the comment section fun and light, and I really enjoy the back and forth that we see there. And obviously, all that stuff is huge for engagement. It really does mean a lot. And Brad coming through clutch with the $50 super chat. You missed King's $1.99 super chat. I technically did not, but I'll take it. Thank you very much. Please do not refund that. I love you.
Jeremy's gonna start missing everyone's super chat. You're like, Brad, did you catch it?
King of the Hills 34, Brad Feddick, Mark McKeever. I hope my mic isn't cutting out. Caleb, does it still sound all right?
Sounds fine to me so far.
Perfect. Patrick McCabe, Bacon Face Jugs, what up? TikTok Audios, Random Andy's channel, Emo Peter. Random Andy's channel, thank you very much for the support, my friend. You always have been a big supporter, so I just wanted to shout out to you real quick as well. Square Will, how's that going for you? The Distract, we got Patrick McCabe, I think I said what's up. Cat Drums 3, and that looks like who we've got in the live chat right now. So what's up, you guys? As I mentioned a minute ago, we are kicking off Pensacon here in Pensacola this weekend, and I wasn't sure if we were going to get an opportunity to stream. I actually hit Caleb up a couple of days ago and was like, hey, I don't think we're going to be able to do it this week. But I went and got my passes early yesterday, so I was able to check that off the list. I hit up Caleb immediately. I was like, dude, let's go, because there's a lot of fun, weird news that came out this week, and we just got a lot of shit to catch up on. Like I said, I've been watching a lot over the past few days. So on that list of things that I've been watching, did you ever see Class of 1984?
I don't even think I've heard of Class of 1984. Let me Google this. I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
I'm a big fan of Joe Bob Briggs. Ever since Monster Vision on TNT back in the day, he's now got a show called The Last Drive-In on Shudder, in which he basically is doing the same thing. He's a late night cable access horror host, only he's on a streaming platform now, and he shows you all these different cult and low budget horror movies. One that I'd never seen before is like Class of 1984, and it's like if Dangerous Minds like escalated into Charles Bronson, Dirty Harry or some shit, right? Like it's a vigilante teacher who's being like harassed by his students who are like gang members. It's exploitation, and it's fucking fantastic, dude.
It sounds like The Substitute.
Yes.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Yes, that is such a perfect fucking amalgam of what it is. If that to you sounds dope, I really think you'll like this movie. It's got like the Warriors vibe to it. The costumes are real similar, and
it has Michael J. Fox and Roddy McDowall in it.
Yeah, dude. And I have no idea how I missed this thing. I didn't even know it existed.
I've never even heard of this film. Looking at the pictures now.
Highly recommend it. Very reminiscent of A Clockwork Orange as well. In fact, the director said that was one of his biggest influences, to the point that they almost recreate the I don't even want to say it just because it sounds terrible. They recreate the iconic scene in Clockwork Orange that leads the Droogs to actually getting in trouble. You know what I'm talking about?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bacon Face Jugs, $4.99 super chat. Love your videos. I got to get my vaccine, so I can't stay, but I hope you keep growing and doing what you do. Bacon Face Jugs, thank you all around for that. I really do appreciate you stopping by. I appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate you getting the vaccine. I know it probably doesn't affect me in my life, but just posting that in the super chat, I'm grateful for that. I think everybody should go out and do it. I have a feeling most of you all have. I know me and my co-host definitely have.
Hell yeah, I think I'm almost coming up on that. The magic time where I'm actually vaccinated. I got a couple more days.
Let's go, baby. Jim Loves Art. What's up, man? You made it to alive, and we are so glad you did. Love to.
Also, Distract said I should do a retrospective on Kurosawa after this. That sounds like an incredible idea after I watch all the Kurosawa films.
Oh, I would love that. I would love
Yeah,
that.
that will take me some time in editing, but yep, I like that idea a lot.
You're a couple years younger than me, and Harry Potter came out when I was 19 years old. You were probably, what, 14?
14, 15, yeah, right around there.
Did you watch it when it came out?
I watched the first one when it came out. And then I have a weird history with Harry Potter. So I watched the first one and I was like, this movie is trash
Okay.
when I was 14. Then one of my friends was like, I'll watch Naruto if you read all the Harry Potter books. I think I read the first 3 or 4. I read them when I was 30 years old. So my 30-year-old brain made them much darker than they actually were. Then I went back and watched the first film and really hated it again a second time.
Okay.
And I watched the second and I didn't care for it either. But that's more speaking to, I watched these, my introduction was as an adult.
Yeah.
I feel like had I caught them at the time, I probably would have been more into it.
I think timing is so much of that factor. Like, I am by no means a Harry Potter hater. It was just timing. It was a time and a place, and I missed it. And now it's very hard to go back and find the magic that would have been there had I have been a younger person reading those novels and having that connection.
Yeah, that's the thing that I feel like I am. Like, I don't hate Harry Potter by any stretch. I just missed it.
Yeah.
Like, I missed it's like Ninja Turtles. I love Ninja Turtles, but if you weren't around for that first explosion, I feel like you kind of missed it.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison as well. Curtis Gladius says the greatest B-horror movie I've ever seen would be Rubber. Caleb, you seen that one with the killer tire?
The killer tire, yeah.
Of course we have. That's a good one, Curtis. Thanks for the suggestion.
That's a great one. Yeah.
So, dude, I was browsing HBO Max the other day. You know this already. I'm telling the people in the super chat. Actually, they probably know it as well. I was browsing through HBO Max the other day, and I stumbled across Mortal Kombat Conquest. Dude.
I didn't know it was on Max. I didn't know where you found this thing.
Oh, man. It's Mortal Kombat 2, the television series. It's like 16 episodes. They're 45 minutes each. The costumes are basically like game to screen adaptations. The special effects are shit, but the ones in the 95 movie were shit as well. So it's not like you're losing much from stepping from the big screen to the TV. The acting is really bad. The choreography is way over edited, but it feels like Mortal Kombat, and I really enjoy it, man.
You don't enjoy it because it's good though. You just enjoy it for like what it is.
Oh,
right?
yeah. No, it stinks. It stinks. And like, I would never be like, you should watch this, because I would be embarrassed by what you thought. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get it. Like, there's movies and shows like that I absolutely love that I could never recommend.
Oh, yeah. I get it. The diss track, damn, I like the first two the most. They had the Amblin innocence to them. I get that.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
And also, I should say, I don't hate Harry Potter. I saw somebody mention it in the chat a minute ago. I think you're joking, but I've seen Fantastic Beast and the second one. I've seen the Half-Blood Prince. I saw that one in theaters, and I think I saw Order of the Phoenix Part 1 or 2, and I thought they were all good. Like, they're nicely done movies. I think the creature designs are a little kitty-like the dragons and the, like all the mystical creatures are a little kitty cartoony looking, but I enjoyed them. But when you're reading chapter 1, chapter 6, and chapter 19 and missing the rest of the book, it's just, it's hard to really get a fair assessment.
The books are very so from someone who's read now first 4 or whatever, they're very like Scooby-Doo, and I don't mean that as like a knock to them. They're very much like unmasking the monster type of thing.
Yes.
And for me, my biggest problem with them, it's like the majority, it starts off with really interesting with the book, and you're like, oh man, this is actually really good. Then it has all this like stuff that really doesn't matter, and then they go, oh crap, we need to finish our story. In the last like 2 chapters, they wrap it up.
Yeah. Mark McKeever says that the Harry Potter movies could have told the whole story in half the movies, and that means that they have low rewatch value. I could see that, especially when you split up the last book into 2 movies.
Kind of what I was just saying about the stories in general. Yeah,
absolutely.
I feel like that was my big problem with the book. It felt like a lot of filler.
Northern Crusaders, what's up, man? He said he was totally joking about the hating of the Harry Potter. I figured as much. All right, so Mortal Kombat Conquest, Love, Death, and Robots, Class of 1984, all three recommendations. However, I will put a disclaimer on the Mortal Kombat Conquest and just say, like, unless you're a diehard fan of Mortal Kombat 2, I think you'll like it. It's better than Annihilation. I feel like it's probably the most true game-to-screen adaptation of all of them. Does
Oh,
that...
like the original one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the like old school Mortal Kombat.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I did watch something that I can't believe I forgot. I finally watched American Animals.
And
I loved it.
it's fucking
incredible.
good, dude. I'm
It's
so glad to hear you say
incredible.
that.
The editing in that is spectacular. It reminded me of I, Tonya, which is a huge compliment to it. I love I, Tonya.
It's a very good
I think
one.
I, Tonya is a little bit better, but this is real close to it. It lies somewhere between a documentary and a film, which is really interesting. It was like our one last gift from MoviePass, you know?
Yeah, it's so funny. I was reading an article about it that was kind of, they pointed out some things that I didn't have any criticisms at. From my perspective, it worked really well. I thought it was relatable. I've kind of met people that are similar to that and love movies and all of that kind of stuff. But I read somebody just kind of say, like, this is one of the few movies that, glorifies the kind of privilege that you would have to be able to live that life and then still decide to go and do something like that and then barely get a slap on the wrist afterwards. And that the cast in
I don't know, they
real
got
life,
7 years. It's not
exactly a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, for a felt crime. I mean, pretty much a felt crime.
You think they got rich off of it, though?
Off of the movie now?
The book and then the movie adaptation?
Because the book, from what I gather from the film, is that it was written by one of the guys. That's kind of what they allude to.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure they made some money off of it.
The main dude, the guy that that you kind of get invested in.
Here's my thing is, really, this is not the one thing that alludes to this. There are many autobiographical things about crime. Yeah. There's many. Rap as a genre talks about crime. Cardi B talked about drugging men, forcing them to have sex with trannies, and fucking stealing from them. And we praise her.
I thought that was really cool that she did that.
Yeah, you were all pro sexual assault.
I thought that was a pretty good call. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So to say this is the one thing, I think is hyperbolic, personally.
I get it, and I wasn't looking at it from that perspective. And when they said it, I was like, yeah, okay. But the main thing that my takeaway from it is they said the actors were actually not as good looking as the real life counterparts to it, and they were like, that's the only time we've ever seen a dramatization where the. And I was like, okay, I get it, kind of. I guess they're talking about the jockey one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I liked it, man.
I guess so. I mean, I thought that I didn't think any of them were like supermodels.
No.
And neither were the actors. I thought they would look like people playing people. I don't know. I didn't pay that much attention to it.
I really liked the autobiographical or the documentary aspect of it. I could see how some people would think that was weird because they are different characters, but I loved it, dude. I thought it was one of the coolest movies I've seen in a long time, and the I, Tonya comparison is definitely fair.
Yeah, I like where it plays with like how it was remembered. It was actually the first movie I watched on my projector, which was freaking awesome.
Oh yeah,
the first full-length feature. My wife was definitely like, "This is a waste of money. Why are you buying a projector for your office?" And then we watched a movie, and she's like, "Okay, this is kind of awesome."
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. No, I have not. Random Andy's channel. I've never seen a Final Destination film. Caleb?
I've seen the first like 3, I think. I loved them as a teen. I don't remember them enough now to like have an opinion on them, but I remember them having. It's kind of like a slasher film without a slasher. You watch them for the cool deaths.
I saw somebody mention that it had 90s slasher vibes all over it. I guess that's a pretty good call. I wouldn't mind checking it out. And I
think you'd really like it, actually.
I think I would. Patrick Stewart, what's up? Isa says that wants to know if we're watching Army of the Dead tomorrow.
Hell yes.
You're going to be projecting it. You're going to be using the projector to check it out. Are you going to a theater?
No, I'm watching the projector.
Hell yeah.
As soon as we get the kid to bed, we're both coming in here. I said, don't make any plans. Tomorrow's Army of the Dead premiere. We're going to do it like a movie theater. We're going to get soda. We're going to make popcorn, and we're going to watch it.
You got to pour some soda out on the floor so get it good and sticky.
That's what it is.
Fucking
Fart a bunch in there, make it smell really bad.
yeah, dude, absolutely. That you can't like just go halfway. You got to go the distance, make it a true movie theater experience. Just get fucking popcorn butter poured all over your seat.
Well,
Gotta,
maybe my daughter will be screaming,
yes.
and that'll help make it real.
So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to watch Army of the Dead until maybe Sunday night, definitely Monday night, if not, because I got a busy weekend. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah. Cat Drums 3 says piss on the seats. Pretty much. Pretty
Yeah.
much. You want to talk about some weird news, man?
Weird news sounds great.
All right. So in this first story, I don't know if you've heard this, but this is just so movies are terrible. Cats were actually set loose in the city of Chicago to destroy rats.
That's amazing. That's incredible.
Right?
So were these just like trained cats or just like feral cats? They're just like let them out.
I think they're kind of a hybrid, dude. I think they're kind of a mix of both. Okay, so a shelter releases 1,000 feral cats onto the Chicago streets to combat the rat crisis.
It seems like you're kind of subbing one crisis for another.
It's gonna turn into a cat crisis, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming they're all like fixed and spayed and all that.
Correct.
You know?
And apparently, the deployed felines will sometimes kill the rats, but the true purpose is to run the rats out of Chicago into the suburbs. So when you say you're kind of subbing one problem for another, it's going to be rats overtaking rural and suburban areas.
That sounds horrible too. I feel like that's, I don't know, like as someone who's lived in the city, you kind of expect rats more in the city than you do in the suburbs. Like, you know, it seems like that's part of it. It's part of the thing. You're like, okay, I'm cool. I get to live close to stuff and walk to bars and coffee shops. Might see some rats. That's kind of the trade-off you do.
Yeah. That's like a city thing, but apparently it's like crazy. They talk about how many cats they're releasing, but I don't see a number of how many rats. Yeah, correct. Rats are out there, but I think they not only fix them, but they give them some sort of vaccination or booster shots that keeps them from getting rabies. And these are mostly cats that would be being euthanized anyways. It just seems like a weird way of dealing with it, but it also seems like, I guess, a natural way of dealing with it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know. It's one way. It seems effective, you know, it'll at least be an effective way of doing it.
I like the diss track said, I'm hearing the Godzilla guy saying, let them fight. If you live in New York City, that's why bodega cats are a thing. That makes sense.
Oh, makes perfect sense.
I'll be damned. All right. Well, that's good insight, Patrick. I appreciate
you learn
that.
Something new every day.
I know. And to think you're doing it at this venue just seems almost like irresponsible.
Let them fight. That's still good.
All right, dude. So I've got a YouTube video here in front of me, and I think I'm going to have to send it to you via Meets over in the little chat window there. Sorry for everybody's view there. Wait, I might be able to just share the screen with you.
Yeah, so I can see your screen if you share it to, well, I see your side camera, so I don't know how that works with you, but yeah, I should be able to.
Let's see here. Share, present now.
Which the studio is not nearly as appealing from my angle as it is on the screen.
It's a fair point. Yeah, you're not getting the best that I have to share.
Yeah.
All right, and can you see the screen?
I can see it.
All right, I'm going to go full screen here, so I can't see the chat here for a moment. But we're going to check out this VRBO commercial for some reason. And then I'm going to show them the cat thing.
That is usually covered by...
Shut the fuck up. All right. Skip trial. You see this?
Yeah, I can do.
I gotta make sure that I don't get a copyright claim for it, so I'm gonna go forward. All right, there we go. I saw it. It builds the anticipation before it actually goes down. You see it?
Yeah.
Boom.
Dude, look at him. That's why cats are the shit. Look at that.
Just straight up pieces out too, dude. Like not a problem.
Yeah, like it was nothing, man.
5 stories, bro.
Yeah,
5 stories. What's the farthest you've ever fallen?
I don't know. I fell down my stairs when I was carrying a TV and dislocated my ankle and put it back in myself.
Oh shit. Did you break the TV?
So no, so that was the thing. It was back like the old school first flat screen TVs where they still were like a tube TV in the back and they were heavy as shit. I was carrying it down the stairs outside of my deck and I slipped on it. I was probably like 15. And I managed to save the TV. And then I looked down and my foot is completely turned inward.
Oh
And I'm home
no.
alone with no car or anything. So I just pop it back into place and it hurt like a son of a bitch. Then my leg like ballooned up. And then they took me to the doctor and they said I said it wrong. So I had to pop it out and pop it back in.
What?
Yeah, it was not fun.
Oh, dude, that sounds awful. I'm going to
Yeah,
bring it up real quick for you guys. I'm sorry. I shared with Caleb and didn't share with you, which is just rude, really.
you didn't show the chat, the actual the show.
Nah. I'll tell you what. Don't you guys can check it out afterwards because I just now screwed myself up.
Yeah, it's a cat jumping out of a building is what it is.
A cat jumping really high out of a building, landing just.
Oh man, we can see your analytics and everything.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Don't look. That Ian Elliott Carter's in the controversy is in the chat. What up,
What up, Ian?
Turkey? We were just talking about you, man. Your ears must have been burning. I was talking about
Jim,
what a great sub you were, as to me, compared to me being just a really good dom.
So Jim Loves Art says they were a dog person until they got a cat. Cats are fantastic. Yes.
Yes.
100% yes.
It's a very Caleb thing to say. Dude, you have literally just, as if I didn't even make a joke 2 times, dude. I am trying to give you gold, Caleb. I am trying to give you just grade A comedy.
What, by your Ian sub dom thing? Is that what we're brushing over?
Yes. That's what you're brushing over. All right.
No, I saved you by brushing over your bad joke. I heard it.
Thanks, dude. Thanks a lot, dude. That's what I keep you around for. All right. Thanks, man. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, dude, I'm not exactly sure why that particular cat was jumping out of the fire. However, it's possible that it was to escape the pussy fire that was extinguished by the Texas man after he bought Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina-flavored scented candle off of the Goop website.
Why would anyone want that scent of a candle?
Okay, so me and Caleb have actually had a little bit of a history with this story here because we remember when it actually first broke, like when she put this thing out.
And when we also covered her story where people are putting eggs in their vagina and getting infections.
Oh, yeah.
Those stone eggs, remember?
Porous, yes. Porous stone eggs that were giving women like septic shock. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
So, dude, she just needs to shut it. I mean, I'm sure she's probably still coming out like it's a net win, but a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe a little less, Gwyneth Paltrow put out a candle that's called This Smells Like My Vagina. She did say it doesn't smell like a vagina. It just, like, I don't know where the name came from.
That's a very specific one.
It is.
Yeah, that is. We're not doing a general vagina smell. We're doing a very, very specific my vagina smell.
If we're ranking Gwyneth Paltrow is like in the population of the world, like a percentile with 100% of the women, meaning like, is she in the first or the 100th percentile of smelly vaginas? I mean, or anywhere in between. Where on the spectrum is her vagina on smell scale?
It's strong. Anyone who's shoving rocks up there, porous rocks, it's strong.
I don't know, dude. I think she's probably got a pretty well taken care of vagina.
I don't know, man. She seems a little hippy dippy. You know, those people like, I don't know. You know, she may not want to use products down there.
Yeah, that is a possibility. So another day, another close call for Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina scented candle. Texas resident Colby Watson is seeking a jury trial for and damages of $5 million after an incident in which he claims one of Goop's This Smells Like My Vagina candles exploded on his bedside table. He alleges that his bed became engulfed in high flames and it left a burning black ring and the candle jar was charred and black. Does he have a case, dude?
No, that seems like he deserved that. That's what I hear. because this guy bought a candle that says, "This smells like my vagina," and put it next to his bed. I'm,
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for this man.
Um. All right, dude. I did like a little thing with Ian last week, but here's the situation here. We don't know what the motivation was. We don't know how this whole thing played out. But let's work through it together. Are you going to be the Texan who's suing, or are you going to be the attorney in this scenario? Are you the plaintiff, or are you the attorney he's going to talk to?
In me, I'd be the attorney.
All right, you're going to be the attorney. So I am the plaintiff, and I'm coming into your office.
Are we really doing a role playing thing?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. All right. Okay, come on in.
I didn't realize that most lawyers' offices kept the doors locked like that. What are you
I
up
kind
to?
of got this like old school PI vibe going. Like there's just a name there. It's very 1940s film noir.
I kind of like that. I'm a movie fan myself, and that's kind of why a long time ago I became such a big fan of Gwyneth Paltrow. Have you seen Emma?
No, I haven't heard she has a smelly vagina though. That's what I heard.
Oh, I'm actually really surprised that you brought that up, because that's why I'm here.
Okay. Why are you buying candles that smell like vagina?
Well, as I said, I'm a big fan of movies. I really liked Iron Man 3. It was probably my favorite of the movies. And after I got home from it, I was just thinking about, being in the suit, being in the Iron Man suit and the thrusters, and how that might affect the way one's vagina smells. So I was thinking, I was just
very
curious.
swamp crotch, I'm assuming, right there.
So I brought home the candle, and I lit it, and I was just sitting there, just wafting it in, just really, really taking it all in. And for, I don't know, a good 4 hours, things were going good. Like, I was happy. I was in a good place.
4 hours?
4 hours.
So you just wafted vagina set for 4 hours straight.
Yeah, and I would have done it for longer until the fucking thing exploded.
Okay. Would it be possible that you were stroking yourself and your elbow hit this thing and knocked it over? I have a feeling you are not telling me the whole truth, sir.
I mean, you're looking at me and you can see that I have no arms.
Well, now, because you just rubbed one out and blew up your arm.
But do you think I have a case? Like, I'm out for $5 million. Do you think that you can help me out?
Absolutely, you have no case. But I take my fees up front, so I will absolutely take on your case.
All right, this is great. Thank you very much. Scene.
Yeah, that's
disgusting.
4 hours.
We did a thing. All right, I love it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like this whole thing is a meme. Like, this reminds me of the shrimp in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That's what. There's definitely the shrimp comparison to be made here.
But it feels like a stunt on the side of the person. Like, it's a viral thing, It's a viral thing.
Do you think that's what it is? It's just a stunt, or do you think this candle exploded? I mean, what would make a candle explode?
That it wouldn't,
It was just God looking down at this man and was like, fuck this dude, trying to take him out. That's what this was.
Square Wheel says, so the candle smells like you're sitting in a dumpster next to a beach at low tide. Yes,
that's exactly what it smells like.
All right, well, that was fun. I enjoyed it. We're gonna keep on with those. I swear, one day I'm gonna be so good at improv, you guys are gonna be like, wow.
That's how your acting career is going to start. Someone's going to see this. Go, we need that guy to play Gwyneth Paltrow in a movie about her vagina. That's what they're going to see.
We're looking at the casting sheet here, and apparently we're looking for a guy that looks both 50 and 25 at the same time.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, shit. So a 2-year-old shot both of his parents.
Intentionally, or is this, I mean, not that I guess it matters, but
man, I don't know that kid's life. No, they're all fine. First of all, for comedic purposes, I guess I should probably lead with that. Everybody's good. Well, short of being shot.
Everyone's good except for the part where they got shot.
Yeah, yeah. So the parents and the boy were injured in a Wednesday shooting last week. So that was last Wednesday, and this is in Maine. A boy allegedly found a loaded handgun on a nightstand. He went to his father and shot him in the leg. Oh, no. He shot his mom in the leg. She was 22 years old. Then he walked over, found his 25-year-old father, and shot him in the back of the head. But it says he suffered a minor injury.
How do you? Okay, he survived being shot in the back of the head.
Dude, so lucky.
This guy, one guy is dying from candles. This other dude's taking bullets to the head like it's nothing.
What a crazy, crazy situation. The question of how the boy was able to pick up and fire the weapon is of great concern and is being investigated.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, fuck these parents.
It's the worst parenting.
Yeah, and this is someone who, like, I'm okay with guns, but you have to be a responsible gun owner. And if you have children, lock up your fucking guns.
This right here is the reason why people have so much ammunition against, is like when this kind of dumb shit happens.
Yes.
People are like, see, told you. But it's like, no, this guy's an idiot.
So someone, I won't put them on blast. They were actually over at my house and they were telling me a story of their I think it's their sister or their cousin's kid was like 3 or 4, and it made the news recently where, or I guess in the last couple of years, where one of the guys, the dad, was showering and he left the gun on the toilet while he was showering, and the kid picked up the gun and shot himself in the leg.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck those people, man. Like, as a father, you know, man.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's so... But on one hand, obviously, it's a big no-no. The gun could fall off the nightstand. But the fact that the kid brandished the gun and pulled the trigger twice, that's like, how the fuck is a 2-year-old shooting a gun?
I mean, seeing it, 2-year-olds, it's amazing what kids do, man. You know, like...
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's they picked it up and he saw it in a movie or a video game or saw his parents, you know, shoot a gun and just wanted to do it.
So you have a daughter who is not 2, but you know,
she's a year and a half.
So
yeah,
have you ever seen her use any sort of like tools? She can open and close doors and shit.
She
right?
can open and close doors. She can. The other day I was painting. She grabbed a paint roller and started rolling up and down the wall. You know, she does stuff like that.
It was adorable. Yeah.
Yeah, she does stuff like that all the time. You know, she loves the video game controller because she sees it with me. She doesn't know what she's doing, but she holds it like she's playing a video game. So yeah, kids mimic what they see. And a 2-year-old, it doesn't shock me at all. It just seems like that is irresponsible parenting and gun ownership.
Yeah, he's in jail. I mean, he got charged, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, he should be. If you leave your guns out for your kids, then that's not cool.
The baby is now in the care of his grandmother, who resided at the home but wasn't there during the shooting. Oh my God, dude. What a crazy, crazy story.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely I don't know, man. Bad parents really piss me off.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't as funny as I thought it was going to be. It's just something about the image of a 2-year-old shooting their parents and them being okay. It would have been a terrible story. We wouldn't be talking about it if the kid killed his parents. This is kind of funny to me.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's definitely funny. I mean, it's funny that like they got what they deserved.
You know what Christopher Branch just now said? Damn, imagine you find out that you clap both your parents as a 2-year-old. Yeah, that would fuck you up, dude.
Imagine, you're being raised by your grandma and then you find that out. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's like almost like, is it better to like not know? Probably so.
Yeah, I would tell them they died in a car wreck, you know, if I were the grandparents or something.
Bro, yeah, that's wild, Christopher. Damn, that would be crazy. All right, I don't think I remember anything from when I was 2. I remember a very, very young childhood memory of a bedroom that had a rug in the middle of the floor that was like shaped like a frog, like a cartoon frog. And I don't know when it's from or, you know, anything else in the context, but I feel like that's like my first memory.
Yeah, it's Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what my first memory is.
Do you have like some weird image that's just like from way back when?
No, I don't. Like, I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure I have one, but
That's
you
weird.
know,
I wonder why I remember that one thing. It might not even have been my first memory, but I just like substituted it for my first memory at some point. But
yeah,
anyways.
it's hard to say. When people like will like definitively be like, "This is my first memory," I'm like, "You don't know that. You have no idea what it is."
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and switch gears into some Florida man's topics because it's important to remember that Maine isn't the only state full of fucking idiots. Um, and this first story comes from the New York Post, and it's not a funny one. It's not funny. It's fucking horrifying. It is a Pensacola story, and it has a happy ending. And that's why we're featuring it on the Florida Man story, because it literally happened right up the road. And I don't want to give too much personal information away, but someone that I know, this is their cousin's daughter. So there was a little 11-year-old girl sitting at her bus stop, and a knife-wielding Florida man got out of the vehicle while she's just sitting there at like 7:15 in the morning, has a knife, brandishing a knife, runs up, grabs the little girl, starts fighting with her. She straight up fights back, dude, breaks loose, and he like trips or something. And then for whatever reason, he like gives up, jumps in his vehicle, and hauls ass. He got arrested like the next day, but this little 11-year-old is a freaking G, dude.
Yeah, that she fought off an attacker.
Yeah.
Dude, that's terrifying.
I want you to see the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up on my end. I can real quick.
And it doesn't happen for about 15 seconds. There's this white SUV that pulls up to the actual road. When you pull it up, let me know that you've seen it, because I'm curious where that camera is. Like what vantage point are we witnessing this from?
Yeah, over here. Let me see. It's loading very, very slowly.
I think that it was an unmarked vehicle, but no, because you can
You
see
want
how
to see
high
it?
it is over the privacy fence. So it's got to be high up, but it looks like it's sitting right in the middle of a drive, like a driveway,
So she's like hanging out. Was it waiting for a bus? Is that what she was doing? Or
waiting for a school bus. This white SUV pulls up to the stop sign, stops there for too long, 15, 20 seconds. And you're like, what the hell's going on? At that point, he just gets out full stride, starts running. Like something clicks in his head that he realizes this isn't going the way that he wanted it to.
that's terrifying.
You see it?
Yeah. What the hell? I mean, good on her, man, but that's terrifying.
Yep. So apparently this man, a 30-year-old man, Jared Paul Stanga. One more time, that's Jared Paul Stanga. If anybody's, still look him up, hit him up on his socials. Tell him what a
He looks like he could have been
scumbag
me
he
in
is.
another life. That's what he looked like. If he took a very rough turn in my life, did.
Brad said it was up on TMZ, full story. Wow. We just had a home invasion shooting in Escambia too. Pensacola's in the news for all the wrong reasons. By the way, Caleb, I don't know that you knew that, but the diss track, Nick lives a couple miles up the road from me. We've never actually met each other in person, but he lives here in Pensacola.
In Florida, man.
Yeah.
Everyone in the YouTube community is in Florida. It's crazy.
I think Sizzle Reel remembers one of his first memories of freezing getting out of the bath every time. It sucked. Remember it well. That's pretty interesting. Patrick McCabe, my earliest memory is napping and my grandma vacuuming. That's pretty cool, dude. Let's see.
I just have a shit memory apparently because I don't even know what it would be.
Do you have a surveillance footage? Okay, so it wasn't an unmarked police car. That was kind of what I thought, is that he looked back, saw where the camera was at, and was like, oh, I'm in trouble, and took off. But this guy says he's not guilty.
Even though they have him on video with his license plate and everything.
He says that the suspect has a 2007 child neglect. What? He's not a flight risk. Okay, this is from the attorney. Mr. Stang in the bright light of day attacked. Oh, no, never mind. This is from the... whatever. They set his bail at like $1 million, or his bond at $1 million, so that there's no way nobody's gonna be able to bail him out. You know?
Yeah, man. Screw this dude. Hopefully he gets raped in prison a lot. That's what I hope.
Yeah, fuck them. But yeah, super awesome of the girl. Don't know what her name is. Doesn't really matter because she probably doesn't want to be famous off of this. But the guy did approach her like 2 weeks prior to that, and was creeping on her then. I don't know if he just ended up leaving or whatever. So he had returned back to do it, and just like that, man, could have just been another freaking statistic. So good for you, chick.
Good for her.
You. Martial arts film freak. What's up, Tristan, man? We had a good time. Yesterday, Tristan and myself and Alex sat down and watched a couple of fight scenes for his channel. And actually, did he hit you up?
He did, but my wife worked last night.
Your priorities, dude.
I know, man.
When are you gonna
have it? No, what I want to do, and this is what I want to do with him. I want to bring him some like crazy anime based, martial arts based fight scenes to react to, because I think that'd be fun.
Oh, that's a different take on it too. I like that.
Yeah, I was gonna hit him up about it, but I'll just hit it up now. Apparently, just
you heard it here first.
Yeah. Just throw it out here.
Anyways, all right, we'll move on. We got a bunch of freaking stuff to talk about. Sorry, I keep getting wrapped up. We're going to burn through a few of these. Let's see here. We're about an hour into the show. We're good. We're doing all right. We're 45 minutes in.
Better pace than normal.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to skip that one because it's not all that great. Here's the headline. Florida man shoots another driver after his truck is hit with a banana. Seems a little excessive.
So a guy threw a banana. He shot him back.
Yeah.
We'll be out there throwing bananas, man.
Classic Florida. Okay, this one's weird. Tampa Bay reports that a former Tampa educator is in trouble for closing the door on students and pulling their toes for punishment.
So how does this even happen? How does you go, okay, you got in trouble, come here, put your feet up on my desk and take off your shoes?
Okay, let's see, because I think it actually says that in here. Okay, he's in Providence, Rhode Island. Superintendent Harrison Peters said he was aware of, okay, so this isn't the guy, but he was aware of a school administrator's questionable behavior in Florida, but told no one and hired him anyways. So this guy, allegedly, was accused in 2009 of, quote unquote, popping boys' toes as a form of discipline as an employee of Hillsborough County Public School System, where he also once worked. 5 boys told Florida Sheriff's Department that this dude asked them on numerous occasions to take off a shoe and sock behind closed doors and allow them to pop their toes.
Pop out those toes. I can pop your toes. That's a creepy fucking thing, bro.
I mean, as far as is rehabilitation possible? After the first time a grown man closes me in his office, takes off one of my shoes and one of my socks and pops my toes, I'm never doing whatever that thing was again.
No, 100%, because if the first step is popping your toes, what is the second step?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, this is Daniel Skinner. Thank you very much for the $2 super chat. He wants to know opinions on Hocus Pocus and the sequel coming in 2022. Give us just a moment, Daniel, and we will circle right back around to that. I'm glad you asked that. Popping boys' toes as a form of discipline. So obviously these were repeat offenders if he asked them on multiple occasions.
So his name looks like an African name, and as someone who's married to an African, they are different with their punishment. Is this I'm Googling this. Is this like a cultural thing that I have no idea for the cultural relevance?
Do you pop your toes?
No.
You pop your knuckles, your hands?
Sometimes.
I'm real bad about popping my hands, but I don't sit around and pop my toe knuckles. But I love that Nick said, yo, real talk, I'd take a toe pull over Saturday detention. Just make it quick, old man.
Let me just stare at him for a little bit.
I mean, let me get them little piggies. Pull them little piggies out. Let me pull on them. Oh man, yes, it is definitely a lot. Oliyinka a leg. I don't know. I don't even want to say mess that up. But yeah, how many times do you let a grown man pull your toes before you say something?
Zero. That's the answer.
Correct.
When the grown man says, "Take off your shoes so I can pull on your fucking toes," you say no. That's,
Yeah. How about for punishment, you lose your job?
yeah, exactly. That's weird as shit, bro.
It is, but it's not like, let me, you're in trouble now. Sit on my thumb. Let me fucking lube it up real quick. You know what I mean?
It's pretty close. I mean, it's like if he said to suck their toes. That's the next step of this.
Yeah, you're in trouble, boy. Let me suck on them toes.
Let me just light this goop candle and whip out them toes.
Do you think the foot thing became a thing, or do you think people were always out here into feet?
I'm sure it's always been a thing. I don't get it, but hey, as long as it's not underage boys like this guy, go nuts.
But like, what about if you're drunk?
And
Never
then you
mind.
like toes only when you're drunk?
No.
And that means you have a toe
And then-
fetish. That's like only being gay when you're drunk. You're gay. That's what that means.
But is it okay to pull males, underage students' toes
Oh,
at work
never.
when you're drunk? Okay.
Never is
All right.
appropriate. I
Just
think it might
making
make it
sure.
worse if you're drunk even.
Martial arts film freak. You want to see something crazy? I don't think you can hear it. Yeah, I
I
pop
heard
my
it.
elbows.
I pop my neck a
one.
lot. That's what I do.
I used to go
Pop my
pop
neck
my
all
wrist.
the time.
They don't do it anymore. Neck's a good. That feels good. That feels good.
Yeah, I do that all the time, especially since I work from home and now I'm always sitting staring at a computer.
In From Dusk Till Dawn, Quentin Tarantino like just straight up makes out with Salma Hayek's foot.
Yeah, he does.
I would probably make out with Salma Hayek's foot.
Yeah, I think that might be my one exception.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not like grossed out by feet, but there is nothing
kinda grossed out.
sexual about. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They're kind of gross. Not really my thing. I mean, hey, do you, but not my thing.
Popping toes is one step away from everything. Fuck that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
All right. Well, I don't know. I got a kick out of it. So, Hocus Pocus, Caleb.
Are we talking the new one or the original?
So the original, and then apparently there's a sequel coming out in 2022.
Didn't they just remake Hocus Pocus, or was that something else that they remade?
It must have been something else.
The Witches, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah, I thought it was Hocus Pocus. I liked Hocus Pocus as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, and I don't really have a strong held opinion on it, but I liked it as a kid.
I watched it for the first time last Halloween. Victoria and I had actually both never seen it before. I mean, I was always aware of it, and I didn't care for it. I mean, it was fine. You know what I mean? It was just, again, it's not. This is never to say anything bad about the properties or about anybody else's taste or takes. It didn't resonate with me for whatever reason, and I imagine a lot of it is that I didn't see it when I was a kid.
100%. Well, and that was my thing about the sequel. Sequels sometimes to these are really hard because you have two ways. Do you make it childish and kiddie like the original? But then who are you making it for? Because kids
a
now
really
don't care
good
about
point.
Hocus Pocus. Or do you make it grow up with the audience and then people going, well, you missed the spirit of it. It's definitely a hard thing to do. I think making a sequel is bizarre, but
So my cool guy story about Hocus Pocus is that it was written by Mick Garris. Mick Garris is a very iconic filmmaker who did many of Stephen King's adaptations in the 1990s that were made for television. Let's see if I can find a way to look at this picture. 2 years ago, maybe it was last year, I was hosting several of the panels at Pensacon, and Mick Garris did a screening of his film Nightmare Theater. Mick, I was the moderator of that panel, so me and Mick and then Steve, who's the programming director of Pensacon, we went out and just had drinks and talked about horror movies all night long, and he's got a podcast called the Postmortem Podcast, where he's interviewed everybody, George Romero to Ari Aster, you know?
that's actually a cool name for a podcast as well.
Postmortem? Yeah. And he's just the nicest dude. He started out as a music journalist, which I can also relate with. and then he became a film journalist, and then he started directing movies, and he's just like he's such a huge horror fan. And like an actual fan, like to sit there and talk with him about his influences and all that stuff was super cool.
I always just remember he was a big part of the Masters of Horror
Yeah.
TV show.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And what's funny about that is his movies are mostly not that good, but because of Masters of Horror and because of his proximity to really talented filmmakers, he's a fixture in the horror community that also directed Sleepwalkers.
Didn't he write? I don't know if it was. I know one of the Fly movies. I think it was 2 or something like that. I don't think it was the original Fly. Yeah,
I think he did. I think he
the
did.
second one, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if he did the first, but that's why. Which I actually don't think the second one's as bad as people say it is.
I like it.
I mean, it's not as good as the first, but.
Daniel Skinner, thank you for the $2 super chat. He wants to know opinion on Michael Bay's The Rock. I'll take that one first and say it's one of my favorite of Michael Bay's movies. I think it's got a really good cast in it, and I feel like it was like one of the quintessential action movies of the 1990s.
I have a very biased opinion to this. I hated it, but I don't think it was because I hated it more than it was a movie that my mom watched 5,000 times. So it was just always on TV to where I'm like, man, I just can't.
Yeah. I get it. I've definitely got things like that's where I'm that about.
That and Tombstone, which I know Tombstone's a good movie. Like I just know well enough to know the cast and what everyone says. Cannot stand Tombstone.
I hate
probably. Okay, is it bad or is it just my memory of it being bad?
I hate that you don't like it. It's fucking fantastic.
That's what I thought. Like I thought that it was incredible, is what everyone's told me. But growing up, no lie, this is not even an exaggeration. She watched it the way I watch like Futurama. Like it was on every single day in our house.
Your
mom? My mom.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Like every day. That or The Rock. There were like a couple of go-to ones. The Negotiator.
Okay.
Like those. So there's all those movies that I just hate with a passion, but I don't think it's based on the film at all.
It's just like more based... they're mom movies to you.
Yeah, well, and then also just seeing them so much. Like I'm one of those people. There's no movie that's so great that I can watch it every single day.
But you can Futurama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. No, the TV I can do it with.
What's up with that? Because I agree.
I should go back and watch Tombstone and really give it a fair shot because I haven't seen that movie since I was a kid.
It is there was Wyatt Earp and Tombstone that came out right at the same time. Wyatt Earp was the one with Kevin Costner in it. Tombstone's the one with Kurt Russell in it, and both of them are good. Wyatt Earp is much more a period accurate Western movie, more based in the true side of shit. Tombstone is a much more glossy Hollywood spruced up version.
It's like Young Guns, right? It's like which I love Young Guns. So I need to go back and actually watch it because I think I would probably like it. I think it's just all I remember is Doc Holliday. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah.
I just remember that. That's all I remember about that movie.
Somebody messaged me, and it doesn't matter. It might have been somebody here in the chat. I don't remember who it was, but they said it's actually Hucklebearer. That's an old school expression that people said. It's almost like I think like a pallbearer. But I Googled it, and it's definitely Huckleberry.
Okay, that's what I always thought it was.
Daniel Skinner, $2. Holy crap. Thank you very much, Daniel Skinner. $2. Opinions on the 2005 Fantastic Four film.
Which one is that? Is that the...
Tim Story, Chris Evans, Jessica Alba. Okay. What do you think, man?
I mean, I it's not good, but I feel like it's kind of what modern comic book movies have turned into.
I don't like it. I don't know where you're coming from with that. Hit me. Like, talk to me, man.
No. So it's like overwhelmingly heavy in like jokes, very light in tone. I feel like it fits in more with what comic book movies turned into than it fit in with comic book movies at the time when they were going a little more serious.
I get that. I can see where you're coming from with that. It was like you've got the gritty, subdued X-Men and Blade and all of that, and then you've got this very colorful, vibrant. I felt like they were kind of trying to do more what Raimi and Sony was doing with the Spider-Man movies at the time.
I could see that. Have you ever seen the, I don't know what, maybe 2013 or something like that? It's the animated show. It's like drawn up very anime style. It's
No,
incredible.
I would
So
definitely like that.
it's like The Tick is what it is. It's straight up comedy
Huh.
making fun of superheroes, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I would definitely check that out. I was just now watching a clip from Modoc before we started.
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, it looks super cool. Daniel Skinner, I'm sorry. I want to be able to get one in there that I'm super enthusiastic about, but it's tough. I'm very hit or miss, and there's a lot of blind spots that I have, but I don't remember particularly loving either of them. But of course, I preferred the one with Silver Surfer in it, and somebody mentioned Jessica Alba. She's definitely, she's a babe,
She's
but that doesn't
she's
carry.
yeah, she's Jessica Alba.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a babe.
The blue eyes and the blonde hair is a weird look, but I'm not gonna not smash because of it.
Yeah, no, that's not going to be like, can you disgust me? Get out of here with your blonde hair.
All right. Okay, let's switch gears for a second here, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and get super somber about it. But R.I.P. Paul Mooney, man, 79 years old, one of the greatest contributors to stand-up comedy of all time. He was the person responsible for writing and helping write tons of Richard Pryor's stand-up material, and he was a huge part of the Chappelle Show. Just a comedic fucking heavyweight, so his presence will be missed, and I am such a big fan of his whole Last Samurai thing on the Chappelle Show. Caleb, any experience with Paul Mooney? Any thoughts on his passing?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it sucks anytime anyone passes. My experience is more just tied to like Richard Pryor, and
Yeah.
stuff like that. He was funny as that, and then obviously Chappelle, and that's really kind of the same for me.
Yeah, that was my honestly, my first introduction to Paul Mooney was from the Chappelle Show, and then it was at that time that I learned that he, was so heavily involved with Richard Pryor's stuff. But what Richard Pryor did for comedy, I mean, you cannot understate how impactful his act was to
hmm
your Chappelle's, your Chris Rocks. I mean, just everybody afterwards. It's not just black comics. Like that style of just, I mean, so candid and just really channeling your pain and your struggle into actual funny material. Like Richard Pryor was just so honest, and I think it's really interesting that there were people that kind of helped him refine those stories.
Yeah, I would say he's someone that like I honestly don't know a lot about. Like, I have very very small exposure to him, but what I do know of him was pretty funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Momentum Media. What's up, buddy? How you doing, Alex? Glad you stopped by. Daniel
Alex.
Skinner, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. Favorite horror remake besides The Thing 1982? Who told
Well,
you The Thing 1982 was my favorite remake?
so that's a good one. That's a good go-to.
It's a good one. What about you? This might take a second because there are a lot of them out there. I can throw out an unconventional pick, the Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds.
I actually never saw it, but I heard it's really good.
It's better than the first one. I don't know if that makes it really good, but it's pretty good. I think he did a good job in it. And okay, what's another kind of outside?
The Hills Have Eyes, I would
Ooh, that's a really good call.
I love the original
Crazies.
too, though.
The Crazies was another good remake that might have been better.
The Crazies, I think, is better than. I mean, it's campy, but I think it's better than the original.
Hills Have Eyes is a great call, man. God, that movie's fucked up.
I actually really like the Dawn of the Dead remake.
That was good. Speaking of Army of the Dead coming out soon, I think that's a really good call. The Evil Dead remake is really good. Patrick McKay brought up. I think that one is good.
I'm actually gonna Google because I can't think of any. Oh, I just said one. The Fly. The Fly is a remake.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's probably my go-to. Yeah, I totally would have forgot about that.
Somebody mentioned Wrong Turn. Okay, yeah, the last Wrong Turn was kind of a soft reboot of the franchise. I liked it, and it probably was a better movie than the original. I didn't think it was great though. Square Will says I Spit on Your Grave. Those movies are fucking hard to watch. Last House on the Left also had a remake. Both very similar movies also.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of horror film remakes. Like just going through the list, I'm like, man, there are a ton that I'm sure. Yeah, mine would have to be The Fly if I have to pick one.
It's a good one. I really like the Gus Van Sant remake of Psycho. That's a popular opinion, right?
I've actually never seen it.
It's fucking, it's good. It's Alfred Hitchcock's movie in color with
It's
Vince Vaughn.
literally shot by shot the same, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a masturbation scene in it, which I think would have
Oh,
just added so much to the original.
yeah. That's just the whole time you're watching Ridge, you're like, I just need a little bit of fapping in here. Another one, the 1990s Night of the Living Dead remake, I actually really, really like.
Oh, dude, yeah. Tom Savini did it.
Tom
It's
Savini, yep.
fantastic. It's probably like illegal to say that it's better, but it's better.
Oh, it's better. It's
Yeah.
100% better. I agree with you. I know it's like you can't say that. Then obviously Bram Stoker's Dracula. I mean, that's just not really a remake, but
It's a good call. Okay, Daniel Skinner, last one, $2 super chat. Opinions on vampire movies, not Twilight. One of my favorite subgenres and some of my favorite like movie monsters. I love the whole genre. And fun fact, Dracula has been adapted to film more times than any other fictional character except Sherlock Holmes. So that vampire love runs deep in our culture.
yeah, man, I freaking love vampires. I mean, it's hard not to.
King of the Hills 34, $9.99. I did the math. $9.99 is equivalent to $250, making me the top donor of the night. Woo! Trust me, don't Google it. Screw you, Brad. Yeah, we'll go with that. Holy crap, dude. I cannot believe you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's super appreciated. Yes, Lost Boys is a great vampire movie. Interview with the Vampire, Bram Stoker's Dracula, 1992, Salem's Lot, Nosferatu. What other ones?
God, there's so many good ones. It's even hard to say. Obviously, like Bram Stoker's. I even like the original Dracula. I like obviously Lost Boys.
Fright Night.
Which one?
Fright Night.
Fright Night, the original Fright Night specifically.
Yes, and then Near Dark is fucking dope. That's the Catherine
Near Dark
Bigelow
is so
one.
good.
Yeah, if you guys are looking for a vampire movie that might be one, you may have seen it, but definitely check out Near Dark. Bill Paxton is phenomenal in it.
Even recently, we talked about Vampires versus the Bronx. That was even a pretty decent film.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Have a good night, Daniel.
I even really like the Batman versus Dracula animated film.
Batman versus I hadn't watched it. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I really liked it.
I'll check that out. It's probably on Max.
I might be. Yeah.
Gotham by Gaslight's on there as well.
I need to watch that.
I hadn't seen it. Wow. Brad Feddick, $10 super chat. Screw you, King. I'm sick of the abuse. LMFAO. Oh man, you guys are fucking wild, dude. I love it.
What do you think about Let the Right One In or Let Me In?
I think they're both good, and there's a weird side about vampires, right? Like whether it's Twilight or this thing in Let the Right One In, which is even weirder.
Yeah, that movie made me very uncomfortable and like not in a good way.
There's a couple layers of weird to it, right? We've got way too close to naked little kids.
Then there's the whole
is Ellie a boy or a girl?
Which it's clearly it's a boy.
And is he hundreds of years old?
He's a 100-year-old boy that has been castrated.
That fell in love with an 8-year-old boy.
Yeah, it's all very uncomfortable and not in a good way for me.
I'm gonna like in post-production, I'm gonna edit that out, and I'm gonna make you say it's all very beautiful and natural. What's up, Tyler Bouchard? Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Yeah, I actually do still really like those movies though. I think they're interesting. I might like Let Me In a little bit better just because it kind of like eschews a bit of that. But even when you think about like why the fuck
Let Me In the original or the
remake?
The remake, okay.
That's a Matt Reeves movie who directed the Apes second and third film.
That is Matt Reeves, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I feel like he was like, yeah, let me get rid of the craziest parts of this story. But like, why is Edward Cullen creeping around a high school?
It's definitely one of those films where the remake and the original have like melded together in my mind, and I can't remember which one's which.
The one of them they speak Swedish in.
Oh, really? Thank you.
All right. Yes, Random Andy's channel said that sounds like a weird movie. It is.
Yeah,
It is.
it's very uncomfortable.
The Diss Tract sent me a tweet earlier to mention that Hollywood Reporter has said that there is a Fear Street trilogy getting a weekly summer rollout from Netflix. Fear Street trilogy is R.L. Stein's novels, and so Netflix is releasing a whole trilogy week after week beginning on July 2nd. The first is 1994, then 1978, and then 1666. Okay, we talked a minute ago about like Harry Potter. Did you read Goosebumps?
Loved Goosebumps growing up.
Okay.
Absolutely loved them. Yeah, I know the Abominable Snowman one, obviously the Dummies, all the trilogy of those books. Loved them as a kid.
The official logline per Netflix reads, in 1994, a group of teenagers discovers that the terrifying events that have haunted their town for generations may all be connected and that they may be the next targets. Jillian Jacobs is going to be in it. Big fan of her. And I read not Goosebumps, but I did read a lot of his earlier stuff. I couldn't even tell you what they're called right now. It'd all be like Slumber Party, or you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember. But then Christopher Pike was another of those like teen authors around the same time.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with R.L. Stine because of Goosebumps. That's it.
They were both kind of writing like little slasher mysteries that were for teens, and Goosebumps would have been more your age bracket because I was, just like my younger brother had all of the Goosebumps novels, and I was just, because 2 years means a lot when you're that age, like the difference between a sixth grader and an eighth grader or whatever.
Yeah, I was writing that like prime generation of Goosebumps.
Yep. Yeah, you would have been like right in the sweet spot. Yeah. And it's like cool gateway drug or gateway horror for kids,
Yeah, it really is. I think it's actually super cool. It's one of those things I wouldn't mind like my daughter getting into Goosebumps. I think it'd be kind of dope just because pass on my love of horror to her.
So you just now mentioned something that I feel like can apply here when we were talking about how do you adapt children's properties for audiences. Do you do it for the kids of the parents that love the stuff, or do you do it for the parents themselves? What direction do you think that they should take R.L. Stine's Fear Street trilogy? Should it be for the grown-ups or for the kids?
So I'm not familiar with that. Were they also like YA kids novels as well?
I don't know.
Because if so, that's hard to say. I guess I don't know. It's hard because like I don't know who's clamoring for those besides people probably in my generation, so maybe make it a little more serious.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. I feel like going in, I mean, if give it a PG-13, then it can be for everybody, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Like I feel like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark did a pretty good job of being for both audiences.
Is that good? I had never watched it.
Not really. Not really, but it's
I was saying they did a good job. No, it's not really good.
Diss
Tract says they're targeting the parents. They're going with R rating.
Oh, wow. Okay, good looking
that's
out.
The scoop.
There we go. Scoops. Legend of Cotton. Thank you very much for stopping by, man. Really appreciate that. TH, what's up? We've got a couple people joining the chat, and it's always good to see new faces in here. Billy's Blockbusters. I'm not using the Yeti, but I would not call this an upgrade. I've got my USB interface over here, which is cool because I can let you guys hear whatever I'm listening to. So that was the main purpose of switching them out. I do think the Yeti's a better mic, but I got more options with this, and I dig that. So maybe it's like a lateral move instead of like a clear upgrade. But you noticed, and I appreciate that, man. Caleb's got his Yeti over there in full effect.
I need to get the Shure microphone. Is the one I want to get, but it's like $300, and I'm just like,
Your whole setup looks good, dude. I like the shock mount and the freaking spit screen.
Yeah, I upgraded instead of just the normal one. I was like, this was like $3. I'm gonna go ahead and just do it.
I dig it. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good.
Now I just need a computer, but if we weren't in this damn chip shortage, I could actually get a computer so I could make videos very easily on my own instead of trying to do it off a tablet and having horrible quality.
I get it. I get it. I got to get a Sony camera here in the next couple of months, if not the next year. We'll see how it goes. I actually just now got a nice contribution towards that, so that's amazing. That's a really, really good start. Thank you very much for that. Again, everybody that's contributed, and you too, Brad Feddick, because that's just awesome. Bruce Campbell's going to be guest starring on Joe Bob's The Last Drive-In Show Friday night, and I'm going to miss it.
So I still haven't seen this Joe Bob that you always talk about.
It's so good, dude.
Was someone else we had on the podcast who knew about Joe Bob?
It had to have been Nick.
Yes, that's who it was.
It had to have been Nick.
I was like, who else was talking about Joe Bob? And I was like, the person who was like, I have no idea who this guy is.
Let's see, let me pull up some of his stuff. Joe Bob Briggs, Monster Vision. He's like a huge role model of mine, like in a way that very few people are, because like, you know, some people grow up and like I've said before, I love Howard Stern. I love radio in a lot of ways. I was really big on that growing up. But the thing that I was always the most drawn to was Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. For some reason, Joe Bob Briggs, and like Svengoolie but mostly it was Joe Bob, Elvira, and then I always loved Mystery Science Theater 3000. Just that, like, we're gonna watch low budget horror movies. We're gonna kind of share fun trivia facts and stuff with the audience, and it's something I always would have just like loved to do.
Dude, I always loved Elvira as a kid.
She's the best, man. She's the best. Yeah. And she's still freaking rocking it, man. She's like 70 something.
Yeah, no, she still looks awesome.
Yeah, dude, for sure. And she's super funny. Like, that's something that people like. She's very, very clever, very good. Cassandra Peterson, man, she's one of the greats. Caleb, you see that?
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but we'll see.
People always say to me, Joe Bob, how do I describe The Last Drive-In to my parole officer? Well, here's what I tell mine. It's a love letter to filmmaking and filmmakers. It took Toby Hooper 8 months to edit Chainsaw. We show some new movies, some old movies, some classic movies, some cult movies, some weird foreign movies, some obscure movies. So anyways, that's the whole deal.
Okay.
He watches them and shares just so much insight about like the person who was the stunt coordinator in this movie also worked in this movie, and it's just like his knowledge is encyclopedic, and they're not talking about like big budget movies. It's like, I don't even know where you get this shit from, you know?
Yeah, no, I definitely, it seems like there's something I would love. I've just never watched it.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big fan. And do you like Bruce Campbell in that kind of like cult horror guy thing?
Love Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I love that whole like cult camp horror film. I love that stuff.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm very excited about it. I would say that that's something that the minute that I get a bit of free time after this weekend, I'm definitely going to go in and check that out.
Yeah, it seems like something I'd like. I mean, will I ever watch it? Probably not. There's just so much stuff.
Yeah, I know. That is the truth, man. It's like there's one cool thing that like on Shudder right now, you can just watch. It's like Joe Bob clips, so they've cut out all the movies, and you're just watching his little sections. You know.
How much is Shudder a month?
$4.99.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's really easy to justify at that price.
Cheaper than I'm paying for my Criterion collection right now.
How much is that?
$10.99.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shudder is not a great streaming service. So like there's not a whole lot of stuff on it if you don't like that.
It's probably just one of those ones where you just have to be into very specific. It's like Criterion where you go there for one specific thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, we will go ahead and move on from that, and we'll hit this real quick because we've got Patreon topics to discuss. But Batgirl movie from Warner Brothers, from the directors let me pull it up real quick. It says the filmmakers that brought us Bad Boys for Life. Did you see that?
That was the last one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I never saw it.
It was all right. It was all right. And then the girl Christina Hodson who wrote Bumblebee. Did you see Bumblebee?
No, I heard it's very like good Amblin vibes.
It's pretty good compared to the rest of them. And then she also wrote Birds of Prey, which you saw that.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah,
It's a rough film.
it's not great. It's not great.
It's not great.
I like Harley Quinn in it. I know that might not even be for everybody. I liked her in it.
No, she was all right. And I felt like she was stronger regardless of how you feel about the films, I feel like she was stronger in Suicide Squad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I found her much less interesting and more grating in this.
Oh,
which
wow.
that character walks the line between being grating anyway and being annoying, so I get it.
Barbara Gordon is the most established version of Batgirl, who was initially introduced as Betty Kane, but the character was revamped in '67 when they wanted to attract a female audience to the TV series. Yvonne Craig played the character in the last live-action big screen appearance in the 1997 Batman and was the Alicia. Okay, the last appearance was Alicia Silverstone in the 1997 movie Batman and Robin. Caleb, you and I have talked a bit about Batman and his legacy and what a fucking awesome and amazing character he is, and I think we've both kind of talked about like how we really need more different characters other than just Batman over and over again. Does this count?
I mean, yeah, it's not Batman technically. No, I'm cool with it. You know, getting a solo Batgirl movie sounds awesome to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sounds absolutely awesome to me. You know, why not? Like, I've seen Batman a million times and I love Batman, but yeah, why not? I'm not gonna hate on more characters being made into films.
It's like, for me, it's the iconography of Batman is just so exploited at this point. And if we look at the track record, I think both of us will probably come out on different sides of which are the good and which are the bad Batman movies, but I'd say there's probably been 5 good Batman movies.
I would say it's about accurate. I think we probably, even if I don't love, you know, like some of the Christopher Nolan ones, I don't hate them either.
Yeah. And I feel like 89 Returns, The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and I'm pretty sure the Robert Pattinson one will be good, but I wasn't counting that. So for me, there's like 4 good Batman movies.
I would say 4. I would say probably mine would be obviously 89. Returns is probably my favorite. I would say Dark Knight, and I would say Batman vs Superman, and so I'd be 4. I just substituted, you know, Batman and Superman for one of them.
Yeah. I guess that's cool because, you know, he's a very iconic and recognizable character. For me, Batman has always operated best on his own. I don't like the Bat family.
I do agree with that though, and I feel like that's one of the problems even with Justice League and Batman versus Superman is he works better on his own.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard. It's hard to mesh this character who really doesn't feel like a leader, but he is though. I mean, he has always been the leader of the Bat family. Just I don't like that take on him as much. It's just not been something I've been a fan of.
It's to me like he is a leader, but it is kind of in the same vein for me, where it's like when they try to make Wolverine into a leader, it's like it's a role I just don't want to see him in.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this definitely has potential to be good, but my first instinct is just like Batwoman, Batgirl, Batman, Bat fucking whatever, you know, like Teen Titans was Robin, or Titans I think it was called. All of the animated Batman stuff, but he is a great character. I love Batman, so I'm just a little conflicted. Right now I'm like, dude, let this Batman movie breathe for a minute, and if Batgirl does come into the world, is that the tone of the Batgirl movie that we'd be getting?
It's the same as the Matt Reeves one?
Yeah.
Let's hope so. That sounds awesome.
That would be the way to go, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the Riddler design?
No.
Dude, it looks so freaking dope.
Shouts to Logan Talks Movies. Just now realized that you showed up. Glad you stopped by to be a part of the conversation. The Riddler costume.
Yeah, I just saw a picture of it. Riddler, Matt Reeves, I guess, by the easiest way. Matt Reeves.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. I saw it just very, very quickly in the trailer.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was the Riddler in it. I think that's so dope.
It really
There's
is.
another one, a black and white picture that someone tweeted out that looks even cooler.
I mean, it's definitely reminiscent of the Zodiac Killer.
Very, very similar.
That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think that we've got some good things coming with that particular project. So I'm not like Batmaned out. I just, I'm worried that one day.
I'm getting there
Yeah.
with Batman. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting to the point.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up all of the topics that we had. And now I'm going to pull out my phone over here and we're going to burn through a couple of Patreon questions before we wrap this thing up. As always, thank you guys all very much for being a part of the conversation. If you do want to have topics submitted in upcoming episodes of the Movies Are Terrible live podcast right here on YouTube every Thursday at 6 p.m. CST, head over and check out the Movies Are Terrible Patreon page. I'll post a link down in the description. You can head over there, take a look at the different tiers, decide which one is right for you, and then when the time comes and you want to consider helping support an independent content creator like myself and Caleb, then you can become a member at any tier you choose. You are going to be able to submit topics for discussion. And then also make sure to head over and check out Terrible Apparel. We have a good little selection of merch over there. I'm actually going to make the Movies Are Terrible on Instagram a place that I can share the different designs that we're working on. We haven't put anything new in there for a while, but the anime characters that Caleb designed, there's some cool shirts of those in there. I've got a couple different like Godfather designs, some Godzilla designs. Head over, check it out. Consider getting one of those. If you do, it's great branding and marketing for us. It's like, it is such a cool way to show that you're a part of the community and also help us to, get the word out and all those kind of things. So it's very helpful if that's something that you end up doing. And we're going to go ahead and jump into the Patreon topics.
Right before we jump in, I had no idea, because it's how little I've been paying attention to the Matt Reeves film, that Paul Dano is playing Riddler.
Yeah, man.
That's incredible casting. Anyway, we can go on.
No,
He's incredible.
He really is. He's somebody that hasn't had a big meaty role in a couple of years either.
Last thing I saw him in, and it wasn't even a meaty role, was Prisoners with Hugh Jackman in it.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I get that probably is the last. I don't know if it's the last one, but yeah, the last big one, and the one that I remember seeing him last in is There Will Be Blood, and that's been a while.
Yeah, exactly. Incredible actor though.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, so I want to save this one for last, but Patrick Stewart's actually not here right now. Maybe he'll come and watch it in playback, but this one is one that really hit me. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it real quick. Original director of The Crow, Alex Proyas, begs for the reboot to be halted. This is according to sci-fi.com, and it basically just says he issues a passionate plea not to remake The Crow.
What's his reasoning? Does he say?
I'm about to have to pull it up because I couldn't open that link. No Crow reboot. First of all, Alex Proyas directed The Crow. He also directed Dark City and Powder. No. He didn't direct Powder. That was that shitty Victor Salva guy. I don't know what else he directed.
Didn't what's his name leave the project too? Aquaman. What's his name?
Momoa. Yes.
He's no longer in it, right?
He is not.
Okay.
Okay, and this says his reasoning. His reasoning was that Lee was the driving force behind the film, and it wouldn't even merit consideration of a reboot if not for Lee's enthusiasm and performance. So he doesn't think that it should be remade because Brandon Lee's not in it. To which I would say, dude, there's like 500 Crow movies.
Yeah, that's my thing.
You know what I mean? Like, there's the Crow City of Angels, Wicked Prayer, fucking whatever they're all called. They're all awful. They're all just awful, awful movies, except for the first one, which is absolutely one of my favorite films. Are you a fan of the first one?
No. It's just such that like 90s grunge teen angst.
To me, that's why you can't redo it.
That's 100%. The only way you remake this film is it takes place in the 90s. That's the only way you remake it.
That's a good point.
Like, I think you could do it because this film is such a product of the time. Like, that grungy, gothic superhero, we don't really even have that culture. Culture's kind of died out.
Yes. Yes.
Like, it's not really there. Like, what is the substitute for that?
Yeah, I don't think there is a scene that is an equivalent, but you did bring up the only way that you can do this is just put it in that era, use that kind of music, actually use music from the era that wasn't
Mhm.
on the original soundtracks because yeah, it's like
Don't
uh
you feel like the soundtrack was half of the appeal of the movie?
easily
Yeah.
and it just came out like right when Spencer's Gifts and Hot Topic were like
Yeah.
the most popular places in the mall, and now people are like Hot Topic, the mall, fucking Spencer's, what is any of that shit?
Yeah, it just seems like it just doesn't make a lot of sense. I just don't know. I don't know the cultural equivalent that you could substitute in with that.
Yeah, man. I agree. I do love the movie. It is iconic to me. Patrick McCabe said the rooftop guitar soloing. I'm not gonna do it right now just because it's stupid, but I learned that when I was a kid. Just because I love it.
It's been so long. So there's a rooftop guitar solo.
Oh yeah. I don't know how he plugged in up there. There was probably like an outlet on the sea. Yeah, but
So was it the Crow? Was he already the Crow in white makeup at the time?
yes, yeah.
See, that's what I mean. How do you remake that now?
Yeah, dude, it's such a yeah, like you said, it's a product of the 90s. It was a uh alchemy. It was like this perfect stew of all of these things that were happening at that time that don't pertain to life now. You know, Marilyn Manson and Nine Inch Nails are not the predominant music in the scene.
It's like a movie. Like I don't know if there is one, but it'd be like making a. Is there a movie that is heavily reliant on like the extreme sports X Games, like generation? I'm sure there is. It would be like remaking that now.
That's a really good call. Like Point Break or something.
Yeah, I feel like didn't they remake Point Break?
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
I never saw it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, martial arts film freak. I do like the casting there. He said that he could use Louis Tan from Mortal Kombat. That would be Cole.
I feel like that's good.
I also think Snake Eyes could be him. The guy from Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh yeah, I still haven't seen Crazy Rich Asians. I hear it's actually pretty good, like romance comedy.
It's fine. It's all right. You know, it's
Yeah,
it's all right.
it is what it is,
Yeah.
right?
And it's
Yeah.
good at what it is, but it's just not something that I can't imagine you being like, oh, that's great. But maybe.
I don't know. Sometimes those films will surprise me, then I'll just be like, love it. You never know.
Let's see. I think that I stuck 9 Inch Nails through each one of my eyelids. Tried Sid and get fucked up worse than my life is. Something. All right. Well, yeah, that's definitely something that I agree with Alex Proyas on. It's not like the legacy of that movie hasn't been tainted by Edward Furlong and fucking. I actually liked Vincent Perez in City of Angels pretty good. I think City of Angels is great art design, but the ones after that are terrible.
I've only seen the first.
Did you hear there's an Injustice movie? R-rated Injustice movie?
Live action?
No.
Or animated?
Animated.
Oh,
That's
still cool.
Yeah.
Still cool. But a lot less cool than a live action R-rated Injustice.
Yeah, well, we'd have heard about that shit already. That's
Yeah,
that would
so I was
be
like, how
wild.
did I miss this?
Henry Golding is the name of the guy. That's right, and he was in The Gentleman and A Simple Favor. You saw The Gentleman.
Never saw The Gentleman.
What? You're gonna like that one, I think.
Yeah, it looks like my type of film. Or just, you know how it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Mark Dacascos did do the Crow series. I watched it. It was bad. That was a very 90s thing as well.
Yeah.
All right. Amazon buying MGM. I don't know anything about that one, Mark. Let's look at this next one. AT&T Discovery merge opinions.
I mean, I don't like the big conglomerates merging anymore. I understand why they're doing it. They're doing it to be competitive with the juggernauts like Disney is what they're trying to do. Which I'm assuming will lead to an even more robust HBO Max or whatever service they end up calling it.
Man, Warner Brothers Entertainment is just such a revolving door that seems like there's always so much just reconfiguring of everything that's going on there. And yes, I agree with you though, Caleb. It's like the last thing that AT&T needs is anything else.
Yeah, more power.
Yeah.
Like that's, I don't know. I don't like some of these giant mergers. I didn't like it with the Disney Fox thing. So I'd be a hypocrite if I was like cheering this on.
Yeah. No, I agree. I feel like AT&T was like split up. I think it was in the 90s because
For
they
being
were
a monopoly, right?
becoming yeah.
Yeah.
And then like everything is branched out from there. They were like split up and then it's like all circled back around and now they're basically in that same spot that they were before. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of back to where they were when they were broken up. I'm actually shocked that no one's tried to break up Disney, like government wise.
Right? I think Disney gets to make the fucking laws, if I'm being honest. I don't know how they're just so
Like,
powerful.
It's not money. It seems like they're above above, like monopoly laws and everything.
AT&T is divesting Warner Brothers out. I got to look into all this stuff. I
don't know
guys.
very much about it.
I think we can have a better take next week as far as all
this
goes.
This is for me reading a headline. This is all I got.
Correct. So we're not going to do that. Let's see. Caleb, Brad wants to know about the Loki trailer. Thoughts?
So I want to hear yours because you got mine text to you.
I know. I'm surprised. I think it looks really good. I feel like it's got potential to be weird in a way that Legion and WandaVision was, but I also feel like it's Marvel, so it's not going to be as weird as it could be. And I think that's okay, though, because I understand that it's really meant to hit as broad a target as possible, but the fact that they're getting a little bit weird with it and the time travel and the DB Cooper thing. And I like Owen Wilson a lot. There's a lot of things in this trailer that I really do like. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't see what you saw until you told me what you saw.
So yeah, I watched it and I didn't even know your opinion. I was like, whoa, man, that trailer looks awful.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it just looked like Men in Black. That's like, not like the story wise, I'm talking tone. Like that goofy early 2000s romp, and I found it cringy to me in most of it. But I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, to be completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wild about a lot of the stuff that comes out over there. I wouldn't expect this would be the one that would turn you around, but do you like Loki as a character? Because he's been around for a while.
No, I can't stand him in every single scene.
Interesting. I like him a lot. I
know people love this character,
mm-hmm.
and I just don't get it. Like, there's even films that I don't love that I'm like, I get the appeal,
yeah.
Or
Not
characters.
Him?
Huh?
Not Loki though, or you do?
No, Loki, I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm like, I find him annoying.
All right.
And I guess maybe that's the point, is he is supposed to be kind of a little annoying.
He's a very Shakespearean character in that, what's the name of the brother in Hamlet? Fuck. I'm going to butcher this.
I have no idea, but
yeah, that kind of vibe of like there is the favored person who is the actual heir to the throne, or Scar from The Lion King. That's the character I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that archetype of like, I can't beat you with brute force, so I'm going to use my cunning to do it kind of thing, I thought was interesting. And then he, as the story goes along, he becomes more of a, maybe a sympathetic villain / anti-hero thing. By the time it got to Ragnarok, he was almost like a punchline.
Yeah. Well, and I just hate that, like, as someone who loves Guardians, I don't like that just we've completely thrown Asgard into just like Guardians.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's turned into.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man. I don't know. You didn't see Endgame to know where this all happened, but Loki basically stole the Tesseract from him, not from himself, but at the end of the Avengers movie, he was being arrested and they were taking the Tesseract away. Well, Loki ended up like grabbing it in a skirmish between different timeline versions of the Avengers and like dipped out. So we didn't know up until now where he's been. So yeah, he's found his way into some other like timeline or some place that exists between times. I don't know, man. Did you like Legion?
Legion.
The X-Men property on Fox that had a.
Oh, I never saw it.
It's cool, and I don't know that this will be like that. But
I was
to me,
thinking
it
the
had a
movie
vibe.
where they fight angels or whatever, Legion.
That shit, dude, classic.
Yeah,
I have seen that.
That's where my brain went.
They're like, it's like a Assault on Precinct 13, only it's angels at a diner or something, right?
Yeah, it's a weird film. I dig it though.
All right, all right. What do you mean Caleb hasn't seen Endgame? Oh yeah, Nick Mayfield. I guess we got to catch you up to speed. Caleb doesn't like good movies. That's pretty much the whole thing.
I like stories with my movies, so that's how it is.
Shut up. All right.
No,
Yeah.
I've heard Endgame's good. I watched half of Infinity War and I was like, it's just not for me. I don't even dislike. Honestly, it's funny. Besides this show, I actually don't talk shit about MCU because I just don't talk about it. I don't care. You guys over there have fun with it.
It's kind of this way I feel about Harry Potter, so I get it, man. It's like,
yeah,
it's
like I actually don't hate MCU. I'm just like, hey, you guys enjoy it over there. It's just when we're on a show, it comes up. I'm not going to give a fake opinion to you.
Please don't, dude. Please don't do that. I enjoy having this over you. Like anytime shit starts going sideways, I'm like, hey, audience, fuck this guy. Oh shit. We have fun.
I should just give fake opinions. I actually knew, and it's no one that's involved in this community, and I won't put them on blast. I knew someone who was a YouTuber who they've had moderate success, who hates the MCU, but in their videos raves about it.
Really?
Oh yeah, I know. I would never put them on blast because hey, do your thing, make your money. This is from when I was doing YouTube alone. But
do I know him? Do I know him?
No.
Okay.
You might know of him, but you don't know him.
I don't know him. I don't know of him through you though specifically.
No.
Okay.
No, it was someone that I talked to a couple of different times. We did like 1 or 2 shows, and he was just very honest with me about how he freaking hates it, but it gets him so many clicks that he raves about it.
Hey, it's like Ian about reaction videos.
That's how it is. You do what you got to do.
This motherfucker, dude, he has given me so much grief over the years. Actually, over the last year in particular about reaction videos. And then our man's puts out like 3 in a row. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck happened, dude? Your principles. And it's amazing how quickly we will abandon those for views. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, that's what I need to do better. I need to start doing fake opinions. That's what I need to do. There's this problem I have where I just don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want. Sometimes it's at my detriment.
Yeah. That's relatable. I think, yeah. And I'm totally kidding about Ian, everybody, by the way. I don't care at all. I think it's funny, but it's just like that. Like I wasn't like, dude, I'm gonna start YouTube and do reaction videos, but it's like, man, if you can bring people in to like see your stuff, there's value in that,
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's really and truly at the end of the day, it's like if you don't hate doing it, then why not, But anyways, thoughts on the Snake Eyes trailer. Did you watch that?
Yeah, I did. It looked very like 90s 2000 ninja film.
In a good way?
I didn't hate it. It's not bad at all. I mean, it just looks like a ninja film. Will I watch it? Probably. Do I feel like it needed to be Snake Eyes? Not at all. It's just good branding thrown on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. This is such a blind spot for me. I did not watch G.I. Joes growing up. Did you?
Yeah, I love G.I. Joe.
Okay. My older brother did, and that's why I'm kind of surprised that you were. Maybe there was another generation of it, or were you watching like the old syndicated shit?
Old school one. My older brother was into it.
Okay. And so I had the action figures. I mean, I'm familiar with Snake Eyes. He was like one of the coolest of the G.I. Joes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the trailer looked fucking dope, dude, and I haven't seen those other 2 G.I. Joe movies that came out a couple years ago.
I don't know. They're not good, but they're G.I. Joes.
I can't. But does this new one look better than those?
Yes,
it does, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I get a little bit of like there's a lot of this going on right now, but I'm fucking here for it. That all of a sudden Eastern martial arts movies are getting really big in American cinema.
Yeah, it's like the second, revitalization of it because we had the 70s and 80s. was like the kung fu years, the martial arts years
Yeah.
in America. It's kind of cool to see it slowly coming back.
Yeah, that's actually a really good call because it wasn't like, you know, you and I talk about Hong Kong action movies and stuff, and there was a lot of that with John Woo in the 90s, but they weren't martial arts movies in that same way.
No, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, they kind of died out, and I feel like now it's coming back.
So we've got Shang-Chi, we just had Mortal Kombat, we've got Snake Eyes, and I feel like there was another one that I just now saw.
No, I know there was Snake Eyes, Mortal Kombat. That's all I can think of.
Okay, maybe those are the three. But yeah, I think they all look really good, to be honest with you. I think Snake Eyes looks the coolest out of the three that I just now named.
No, I would agree with that. Like, it looks like just a cool ninja action film.
Yeah. Let's hope it's good. But yeah, I was not expecting that. So maybe that's why I'm being generous to it, is because I had no expectations going into it.
It doesn't look bad by any stretch. Like, I watch, I'm like, oh, it looks like a cool action film. Like, I'll see it.
Did you hear that Shang-Chi's having a hard time getting into Chinese cinemas?
No.
So Aquafina, I think, was critical about China. And I think that caused some issues between the studio and Aquafina. But I feel like if anybody like should have the right to be able to criticize the Chinese government, it should be somebody that's like from China, you know? But I guess that's why they can't do it.
I mean, is Aquafina from China or is she from America?
No, I'm pretty sure she's from China.
Is she?
I'm not 100% sure, but that movie, there was a movie that just came out last year that she won for. Maybe she's second generation, but her parents are straight up Chinese. The Farewell.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know much about her or her films, to be honest with you. Like, I've heard the name more than I've actually dug into her.
She's a rapper.
Huh?
She's a rapper.
Aquafina is?
That's where the name came from. Yep. She's a rapper.
Really? Are you making this up?
Nah. Okay, so her mother is Korean. Her father's Chinese. Her mother's Korean. She was born in America.
I thought she was American.
In Long Island.
Oh, she rose popular with her song "My Vag." Became popular.
Yeah, man.
So she's like a comedy rapper, or is she like a legitimate trying to be rapper?
No. It's more the comedy thing.
Okay, I thought you meant she was like. I was like, I did not know this about her.
Her mother died from pulmonary hypertension when she was 4. That's sad. I'm sitting here reading her Wikipedia right now because I don't really know much about her either.
Yeah, I don't really know anything about her.
So the Shang-Chi China controversy, and then this is going to be the last thing we talk about. We'll wrap it up after this. I know you got family to visit.
In kind of to bring up one of your points, you're like, if anyone can, criticize, anyone can criticize anything. That's kind of my thing, Yeah.
And I guess the fact that I think China wants ambassadors that are willing to go around and spread their fucking propaganda, and anybody that speaks out against it is all of a sudden become an enemy of the state. I mean, China's not not the most awesome government. And much love to the people of China. You and I have talked a lot about the different, like, if I say anything critical of China, I'm not talking about Chinese people. I'm talking about the fucking people making the decisions in these nations,
100%. No, I'm a firm believer of you can criticize governments, and that doesn't mean you're criticizing civilians.
But it does get muddled for people because if I say, China does this and China does that. It gets
muddled for stupid people. Yeah. That's what it's muddled for.
Yeah, agreed. But it's almost like you have to say that and just because you don't want people to misinterpret it, but you're right.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel like you can. It's like saying if you're critical of the American government that you hate all Americans. It just doesn't make any sense.
Patrick McCabe says China is the #1 box office in the world now. They don't need Shang-Chi or Eternals. So apparently, they're being very reluctant to do either of these movies because Chloe Zhao, the director of Nomadland, came out, and she's also Chinese or second generation Chinese. And Disney is typically been very
pro-China.
Yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, that's to say it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's almost as if they're taking a stance now, which is interesting.
Yeah, I know. I saw a quote from, I think it was the director or was it Feige of about Doctor Strange, about now how he regrets making whitewashing the cast.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, now he really easy to regret it now after he took all their money.
Yes, correct. Absolutely. I saw that article too. I was like, yeah, I bet you do regret being criticized, man. That's got to be really
Yeah.
hard for you.
That's what you do, is you do something and then you go with it, and then like a year later you go, I regret it, I made a mistake.
Square Will, get out, dude. No, I'm just kidding. That's actually pretty funny. Aquafina has a brother named Poland Spring. Oh, so dumb, and I love it. I love it. All right, guys. Well, I think I've run out of juice, man. I got to get ready for Pensacon tomorrow. Caleb, how you feeling?
Feeling exhausted. I've been up since like 2 o'clock this morning because my daughter's going through like, I think one of those sleep regression stages where she just decided she's not sleeping. So mentally just dead.
Do you feel like we gave the people a good show?
No, we never give them a good show. I don't know why the hell they come here.
I agree. All right, guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Take just a second to click a like button. I really do appreciate all of the support from you. Everybody in this live chat, everybody that's watching this in playback, it really does mean a lot. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Check down in the description. I will post links to the social media, to the Movies Are Terrible Patreon, all that good stuff. If I don't talk to you before next Thursday, make sure to be back for the 6 p.m. CST live stream right here on the Movies Are Terrible YouTube channel. And yeah, on behalf of both me and Caleb, you guys have a fantastic weekend and be terrible. Peace.